Hey folks, my name is Brian and welcome back to Poli Tic Talks. So today's video is going to be an update video on the unfolding situation in Venezuela. I've already made a video on this topic, so if you'd like to get some more background information, which will be required to understand what I'm talking about in this video, feel free to look through my videos and look at that one. So this video is going to be in two sections. The first section is going to be about the latest news coming out of Venezuela, and the second part is going to be an analysis section of what this news might actually mean for the players involved. So let's get started. So the big news today from Venezuela is that opposition leader and self-proclaimed interim leader Juan Guaido has said that he is considering asking the United States for military support in his civil war in Venezuela in trying to overthrow the sitting president, Nicolas Maduro. As of recording this video, Mr. Guaido has not made an official request, but has simply made it public that it is an option that he is considering. This comes as Mr. Maduro has made headlines in the past week about attempts at an actual failed coup to remove President Maduro from power. I should make clear that the term coup was used by President Maduro. Mr. Guaido described what happened in the last week as a, quote, peaceful rebellion. Obviously, whatever Mr. Guaido was planning for last week was unsuccessful, as Mr. Maduro is still in power at this time. I think to understand what's happening in Venezuela today and in an interesting and valid way to view it is through the popular uprisings that happened in the Middle East, and particularly I'm thinking about what happened in Egypt with the rebellion that happened under Hosni Mubarak a few years ago. The revolution in Egypt happened in the context of what was known at the time as the Arab Spring, and Hosni Mubarak, the president of Egypt, was eventually forced from office. The critical thing about that revolution and some other ones that happened in the Middle East was that the military saw mass defections to the side of the protesters and the opposition leaders. It seems to me that Mr. Guaido has realized that the defections that he has seen from the Venezuelan military to his opposition forces will not be sufficient in order to overthrow President Maduro's government. So the fact that he is calling for U.S. military support for his cause today is probably as a result of the lessons learned from his peaceful revolution attempt earlier last week. Military support is fairly crucial for popular uprisings like this. In most cases, if these protests and fledgling revolutions do not have the support of the nation's military, most of the time they are unsuccessful, and the regime that is in place remains in place because it has the support of the military. The United States has already been accused, by Russia mainly, of covertly attempting to meddle in the civil war that's unfolding in Venezuela. This may make the United States foreign policy specialists a little wary to advise getting involved in a shooting war in Venezuela because of the Russians, the Chinese, and the Iranians in particular, who are all supporting President Maduro at this time, and to put United States armed forces on the ground in Venezuela essentially as a proxy war between Russia, China, Iran, and a few others, and Western countries which are supporting Guaido. I think they would be very hesitant to jump into something like that. With that being said, there have been reports in the past few months that President Trump was considering sending troops to Venezuela, and this was prior to Mr. Guaido asking for any kind of support from the United States whatsoever. Anyway guys, there's your quick update on the situation in Venezuela. Any links to the information that I've cited in this video will be found in the description down below. And please feel free to like and subscribe if you liked what you've seen in this one, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.